Have you ever wondered what truly matters as you reach the milestone of 50 years old? Whether it's health, family, financial stability, or maintaining a positive mental state, each plays a critical role in shaping a fulfilling life. In this video, we dive deep into the invaluable lessons from those who've walked this path before us, sharing stories that reveal the unexpected truths and essential assets that make life truly meaningful after 50. Stay with us until the end to discover how these insights can transform your perspective and guide you toward a life filled with peace, happiness, and lasting fulfillment. If you haven't yet subscribed, I highly recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to ensure you never miss a video. Your support means a lot to me as we continue to grow our community and reach more people with our content. If you enjoy the topic of this video, please leave a comment with the number 1. If it's not quite your cup of tea, drop a 0 in the comments. Your feedback is crucial in helping me create content that better serves you. Let's get started. Uncle Chu, a man who has seen 5 decades of life, has slowly but surely grown into a person who cherishes solitude above all else. In the hustle and bustle of his younger years, he might have been the life of the party, always ready with a warm smile and a helping hand. But now, as he moves deeper into the autumn of his life, he finds solace in the quiet, unhurried moments that come with solitude. When the day whispers that he should stay within the familiar walls of his home, he listens without a second thought. The quiet ambience of his home, filled with the soft ticking of clocks and the occasional rustling of leaves outside his window, has become his favorite companion. On other days, when his muscles feel the need to stretch and his lungs yearn for fresh air, he steps outside for a gentle stroll or perhaps a light jog. These outings are not for show or social interaction, but purely for the simple pleasure of feeling his body in motion, of being one with nature, if only for a short while. The world outside, with its endless chatter and constant demands, passes by him like a distant echo. Even when friends reach out to reconnect, suggesting a meal or a chat, Uncle Chu finds himself gently steering the interaction toward a neutral, public space, usually a restaurant or a cafe. His home, his sanctuary, is rarely open to visitors, not out of rudeness, but because it has become a deeply personal space, a refuge that he guards closely. Curiosity eventually got the better of one of his relatives, who couldn't help but notice the change in Uncle Chu's demeanor. "You used to be so warm and outgoing," the relative remarked one day. "How have you grown so distant, so indifferent?" It was a question that lingered in the air, filled with both concern and confusion. Uncle Chu, however, met it with the calm wisdom that often comes with age. He explained that as the years pass and one moves closer to the twilight of life, it is only natural for one's lifestyle and priorities to shift. The things that once seemed so important, the social gatherings, the constant interactions, the need to be surrounded by others, begin to lose their appeal. Having lived through the many ups and downs that life inevitably throws one's way, Uncle Chu's mindset has transformed from the restless energy and exuberance of youth to a deep appreciation for simplicity and peace. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Now he finds joy in the quiet, unassuming moments that fill his days. The simple act of brewing and sipping a cup of tea becomes a ritual of peace and reflection. His garden, with its blooming flowers and thriving plants, is not just a patch of greenery, but a source of endless satisfaction. Each plant he nurtures is a testament to the quiet strength of nature, and, in many ways, a reflection of his journey through life. On some days, he might take his fishing rod and head to a nearby lake or river, where he can sit in silence, waiting for a bite, and enjoying the serene surroundings. These moments of solitude are not lonely, rather. They are deeply fulfilling, offering him a sense of peace that is hard to find in the busy world. Even his interactions with others have changed. Where once he might have sought out company, he now prefers the quiet comfort of his own home or the close-knit circle of his immediate family. These are the people who matter most to him now, the ones with whom he can truly be himself without any pretenses. The laughter of his children, the warm embrace of his spouse, the shared stories over a simple meal, these are the moments that bring him the most joy. As for his friends, the ones who once occupied so much of his time, he has gradually let go of those relationships that were built on convenience rather than genuine connection. He has learned that many who come and go frequently in one's life are not always true friends. Rather than engaging in shallow, hypocritical politeness, Uncle Chu now chooses to be cool and free, embracing the freedom that comes with being selective about who he allows into his life. This shift in perspective is not unique to Uncle Chu. It is a pattern that resonates with many as they move into their later years. The elderly, having lived long enough to understand the true value of time and energy, often develop their rhythms and habits that prioritize peace and comfort over social obligations. For many, the idea of visiting others' homes, once a common social practice, becomes less appealing. The ease and convenience of their own space grow increasingly precious with each passing year. The thought of navigating someone else's home, with all its unfamiliarities and potential inconveniences, can feel more like a burden than a pleasure. What was once an enjoyable visit can now seem like an unnecessary disruption, both for the visitor and the host. It is not that they no longer value these social connections, but rather that they have become more discerning about how and when to engage with others. Today, I want to share with you the story of Uncle Chu, a man who, through the trials and tribulations of life, has come to understand the delicate balance between hospitality and intrusion. His experience highlights the importance of understanding that each family, especially as they age, has its dynamics and its way of doing things. What might seem like a warm and genuine invitation from one person doesn't always reflect the sentiments of the entire household. You may be greeted with a smile and an open door by your friend, but that doesn't necessarily mean their family shares the same enthusiasm for your visit. Behind closed doors, they might feel burdened by your presence, viewing it as an inconvenience rather than a pleasure. Let's dive deeper into Uncle Chu's story and see what we can learn from his experiences. It's a tale that teaches us not only about the value of personal space, but also about the importance of being attuned to the unspoken rules that govern our interactions with others. In a world that often pushes us to be constantly social and constantly connected, Uncle Chu's journey is a powerful reminder that there is great value in solitude, in simplicity, and in the quiet moments that allow us to reconnect with ourselves and those closest to us. Uncle Chu, who happens to live just next door, often describes himself as a carefree soul, someone who doesn't dwell too much on the intricacies of social interactions. He admits to living life with a certain ease, not overly concerned with the subtleties that others might carefully navigate. This laid-back approach, however, recently led to an encounter that served as a subtle wake-up call for him. One day, while strolling through the neighborhood, Uncle Chu unexpectedly crossed paths with an old high school friend. To his surprise and delight, he discovered that this long-lost friend had been living in the same community all along. And it wasn't until both men were well into their 60s that they realized they were practically neighbors. The joy of this unexpected reunion was palpable. The two old friends quickly fell into reminiscing, reliving old memories, and naturally the conversation led to an invitation. Uncle Chu's friend, in the spirit of rekindling their old camaraderie, invited him over for a meal and some drinks, a simple gesture of hospitality, or so it seemed. Now, Uncle Chu has always been fond of a good drink, but he's often lacked the company to truly enjoy it. The prospect of having a regular drinking buddy, especially one who shared a connection to his past, filled him with genuine happiness. On the first visit, eager to contribute, he brought along some dishes to share, making it a true feast. However, when he arrived at his friend's home, his classmate's wife greeted him with an expression that was less than welcoming strange. Even but Uncle Chu, ever the easygoing fellow, didn't read too much into it. He simply assumed she was busy or preoccupied with other matters. After all, he was there to enjoy the company of his friend, not to scrutinize the subtleties of social dynamics. And so the routine began. Every few days, Uncle Chu would make his way to his friend's house for a drink, looking forward to these moments of shared relaxation and nostalgia. But what started as a joyful reunion slowly began to unravel. After a few visits, his friend pulled him aside and, with a hint of discomfort, said, "Every weekend you come over to drink, but my wife and children have strong opinions about it. They feel that their personal space and family life are being disrupted." It was then that Uncle Chu realized he had misread the situation entirely. The initial invitation, which he had taken as a genuine expression of friendship and welcome, was in fact a polite gesture of courtesy extended out of kindness, but not necessarily meant to be taken as an ongoing open invitation. The joy he had found in these visits was not shared by his friend's family, who felt increasingly uncomfortable with his frequent presence. Uncle Chu's experience serves as a gentle yet powerful reminder of the complexities that often underlie social interactions. His story highlights how easy it is to misinterpret someone's intentions, especially when we're caught up in the excitement of rekindling old friendships. What may seem like a warm and genuine offer can sometimes be more about politeness than a true invitation into someone's personal space. This story also underscores the importance of being considerate and perceptive in our interactions with others. While reconnecting with old friends and nurturing new relationships is a beautiful and valuable part of life, it's crucial to remain attuned to how our actions might impact those around us, particularly within their homes and private lives. Hospitality is often extended as a gesture of courtesy, but it's important to recognize when it might also be a subtle signal of boundaries that should be respected. More broadly, Uncle Chu's experience encourages us to practice empathy and awareness in all our social interactions. By doing so, we can build stronger, more respectful, and lasting relationships. His story is a reminder that it's not just about our intentions, however well-meaning they may be, but also about how those intentions are perceived by others. So let us strive to be more thoughtful and considerate in our actions, ensuring that our presence is always welcome and that we contribute to the comfort and happiness of those around us. Have you ever been in a situation where a simple misunderstanding escalated into something more significant? Or perhaps you've witnessed how a few careless words can create a rift between close friends or even family members. These moments teach us that social interactions are delicate, and that, sometimes, less is more. Uncle Chu's tale serves as a profound reminder that the way we navigate our interactions with others can deeply impact the bonds we share. It's about walking with a gentle step, listening with an open heart, and always being mindful of the emotions and boundaries that shape our connections. Only then can our relationships thrive rather than wither under the strain of misunderstanding or unintended hurt. Take, for instance, the story of Miss Kim, an elderly woman who relished the camaraderie of her neighbors, only to find her world turned upside down by a seemingly harmless remark. Her experience is a stark lesson in the power of words and the delicate dance of social interactions. But as we delve into Miss Kim's journey, we uncover the wisdom she imparts, a wisdom that calls for careful consideration of how we communicate and connect with those around us. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Miss Kim, who lives just above, often says, "I'd rather spend my time at home, engrossed in my favorite dramas, than visit others." The root of this sentiment lies in her strained relationship with her daughter-in-law, which has been exacerbated by frequent visits. After a particularly harsh reprimand from her son, Miss Kim, who once threw herself into community activities with gusto, found solace in the simple joy of dancing in the square with other retired women. On rainy days, they would gather in each other's homes, sharing food and conversation. One day, during a casual gathering at Chia's home, the conversation turned to the topic of daughters-in-law. Miss Kim mentioned, almost offhandedly, that her daughter-in-law was a bit spoiled, perhaps owing to being an only child, and didn't often take the initiative at home. It was a passing comment, devoid of malice, yet it found its way back to her daughter-in-law's ears. To her daughter-in-law, these words carried a sting. They seemed to suggest that Miss Kim harbored deep dissatisfaction, and that her daughter-in-law had somehow married beneath her. This misunderstanding cast a long shadow over their household. The warmth that once existed was replaced by an icy tension. Miss Kim longed to clear the air, but her daughter-in-law's frosty demeanor and her son's sharp rebuke left her feeling isolated and misunderstood. In this painful silence, Miss Kim came to a realization perhaps it was better to keep her distance, to enjoy the companionship of others without the need to delve too deeply into personal matters. She concluded that some words are better left unsaid, as even the most innocent remark can be twisted into something hurtful. Miss Kim's story is a poignant illustration of the complexities of communication. Words, though small and seemingly insignificant, carry immense power. They can be the seeds of connection or the harbingers of discord. In Miss Kim's case, a casual comment, carelessly tossed into the wind, grew into a storm that disrupted the peace of her family. It's a stark reminder of the importance of thoughtful communication, especially when we're immersed in frequent social interactions. Moreover, the story underscores the dangers of gossip and negative speech. In many cultures, trust and respect form the bedrock of healthy relationships. When Miss Kim's words reached her daughter-in-law, they shattered the trust between them, creating a chasm that was difficult to bridge. This highlights the need to be vigilant about what we say, particularly when it involves sensitive subjects or people we care about. Equally important is the lesson of balance in our social lives. While it's vital to engage with others and build friendships, it's equally crucial to establish boundaries that protect our inner peace. Miss Kim found that her solitary time spent watching dramas was a sanctuary from the potential turmoil of neighborhood gossip. By keeping a healthy distance, she preserved her tranquility and avoided unnecessary conflict. Finally, Miss Kim's experience teaches us the value of fostering positive conversations and steering clear of harmful rumors. When we choose to speak kindly and refrain from spreading negativity, we contribute to a more harmonious and supportive community. This, in turn, nurtures the relationships around us, creating an environment where everyone feels respected and valued. In the end, Miss Kim's story is not just about the consequences of a single comment, but a broader reflection on how we interact with the world. It's a call to be more mindful, to choose our words with care, and to remember that at the heart of every relationship is a delicate balance that we must strive to protect. In today's rapidly changing world, where the pressures of daily life seem to grow more intense by the minute, the concept of living independently and minimizing unnecessary social engagements has gained significant traction. This shift in priorities is largely driven by the widening economic disparities that exist even within small communities, where families with vastly different financial backgrounds coexist side by side. When families from different economic strata interact frequently, it often leads to uncomfortable feelings of inadequacy and envy. The more affluent family, without meaning any harm, might showcase their wealth in subtle ways, inadvertently making the less fortunate family feel out of place. This constant comparison creates a psychological divide, burdening the mind with unnecessary stress and undermining inner peace. By choosing to live more independently, we can sidestep these damaging comparisons and preserve our mental well-being. Each family's circumstances are unique, and it's crucial to focus on our own lives instead of falling into the trap of constant comparison with others. This mindset not only helps maintain inner tranquility, but also shields us from the mental anguish that stems from envy and jealousy. Additionally, the relentless pace of modern life leaves people too exhausted to engage in meaningful social interactions, further fueling the desire for a more independent lifestyle. Even traditional gatherings, such as New Year celebrations, have lost their appeal for many, as people increasingly prefer the comfort of their homes, where they can rest and unwind, often with their phones as their primary companions. This trend reflects a broader societal shift. Life has become so demanding that genuine connections have been relegated to the background. Choosing to live independently also involves embracing solitude, a concept often misunderstood. Solitude isn't synonymous with loneliness or a lack of companionship, rather. It's about finding contentment within oneself and enjoying one's own company. As we grow older, this ability becomes even more vital, as the circle of people around us inevitably dwindles. Mastering the art of solitude equips us to face the challenges of the future with resilience and grace. Moreover, by reducing frequent social visits and obligations, We alleviate both physical and mental stress, particularly for the elderly. Hosting guests can be an exhausting and overwhelming experience, sometimes leading to health issues and emotional strain. Learning to appreciate solitude and the quiet moments spent alone becomes an essential skill for maintaining a balanced and peaceful life. In essence, the choice to live independently and limit unnecessary social interactions is crucial for preserving inner peace, avoiding the pitfalls of comparison, and finding genuine contentment in a world that often feels overwhelming. It's about prioritizing what truly matters and adopting a lifestyle that fosters tranquility and happiness. If these reflections resonate with you and inspire you to take action, please share your thoughts by commenting with the number 9. If not, feel free to comment 0. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this content. Before we proceed, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insights on attracting abundance and prosperity into your life. Now let's continue. Part 2. The greatest asset at 50 years old is not a big house, but these 4 things. As we reach the age of 50, we often realize that the most valuable assets in life aren't tangible possessions like a sprawling house or a hefty bank account, but rather the intangibles that bring true contentment and peace. While society may emphasize material wealth, the reality is that our priorities shift as we enter this new phase of life. The real treasures that ensure a fulfilling life after 50 are far more profound. Let's delve into the 4 essential pillars that contribute to a truly peaceful and happy existence after reaching the half-century mark. Life is fleeting, though we may live close to 100 years. Each decade holds its unique journey. In your 20s, you're carried by the vigor of youth. In your 30s, you build the foundations of your career. In your 40s, you gather wisdom from your experiences. But at 50, you begin to embrace the essence of life itself. If we were to compare the heart to a natural body of water, a 20-year-old's heart might be likened to a bubbling stream full of energy and eagerness. A 30-year-old's heart could resemble a river, steady and focused on its course. By 40, the heart is like a roaring waterfall, powerful, intense, and sometimes overwhelming. But at 50, the heart becomes akin to a vast ocean, calm, profound, and filled with depth. And it is within this ocean that we discover the true treasures of life. Among these treasures, health stands as the most crucial. At 50, we begin to realize that health is not something to be taken for granted. It's the foundation upon which all other aspects of life rest. During this time, we often find ourselves more susceptible to illnesses. The difference is stark. Before 50, we may worry about illnesses approaching, but after 50, it's as if illnesses actively seek us out. Therefore, to reach 50 with sound health is nothing short of a blessing. Take, for example, the story of Mrs. Tran, a woman in her 50s who learned this lesson the hard way. In her youth, Mrs. Tran neglected her health, skipping meals, avoiding exercise, and rarely visiting the doctor. Her lifestyle choices led to weight gain and frequent bouts of illness, particularly high blood pressure. Despite having 2 caring children who did their best to support her, Mrs. Tran overheard her eldest son lamenting the toll her health issues were taking on his own family and career. This was a wake-up call. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment on number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Determined to make a change, Mrs. Tran took charge of her health. Within 6 months, she had shed the excess weight, improved her skin, stabilized her blood pressure, and increased her mobility. Since then, her visits to the doctor have become rare, allowing her children to focus on their own lives without the constant worry over her well-being. This transformation taught her a vital truth: health is more precious than gold, especially as we age. Without it, we risk not only our well-being, but also the stability and happiness of our families. Chronic illnesses bring physical pain, emotional strain, and financial burdens, all of which can erode the fabric of family life. By safeguarding our health, we lighten the load on our loved ones and enhance our quality of life. At 50, it's essential to prioritize health over the pursuit of material wealth. Money can't buy back lost health, and trading health for wealth only results in spending that wealth on medical bills. Remember, your health is your most valuable asset as you age. Family is another cornerstone of a meaningful life after 50. Imagine having achieved all your dreams, building a successful career, creating a beautiful family, and feeling as though the world is at your feet only to make a mistake that tears it all apart. This story of success, betrayal, and the painful realization of what truly matters serves as a powerful reminder that, in the end, it's our relationships that hold the greatest value. In this stage of life, we must cherish the bonds we have with our family. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success and material gain, but these achievements mean little without the love and support of those closest to us. The story we're about to explore reveals just how fragile these bonds can be and why it's so important to nurture them. As we continue, consider how these lessons might apply to your own life. What steps can you take to protect your health, strengthen your family relationships, and focus on what truly matters? If this message resonates with you and inspires you to make changes, we invite you to share your thoughts by commenting with the number 9. If not, feel free to comment 0. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Before we move on, please like this video if you're finding it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on living a life full of abundance and purpose. Now let's continue exploring these vital lessons. The second greatest asset in life is undoubtedly family. I once had everything a man could dream of: a thriving career, a beautiful wife, and 2 wonderful children. My wife was the epitome of understanding, never once complaining about the long hours I spent at work or my interactions with other women. For 7 years, we were a picture of happiness, blessed with a son and a daughter. But in my relentless pursuit of financial success and fleeting pleasures, I made the grave mistake of indulging in extramarital affairs, always convincing myself that I knew where to draw the line. That is, until one of those affairs led to an unplanned pregnancy. The news shattered my wife. The woman who had stood by me through everything felt betrayed in the deepest way possible. She made the heart-wrenching decision to divorce, believing that the innocent child deserved a legitimate place in this world. Despite my desperate pleas, she left, taking our children with her. In that moment, I lost not just a wife, but my entire family, the very essence of my life. I stayed with the other woman to fulfill my responsibility to the child, but there was no happiness in that relationship. She eventually left as well, declaring that I was unfit to be a husband. Now, at 50, with money and status that many would envy, I find myself in a void. The house that once echoed with the laughter of my children is silent, and I long for the warmth of a family, something that no amount of wealth or success can replace. My ex-wife has moved on, building a new life, and my children, who once looked up to me, want nothing to do with the man they see as a failure and a betrayer. They believe that a man who could not honor his vows has nothing worthwhile to teach them. This story is a profound lesson about the irreplaceable value of family. Even with all the material success and societal recognition one could achieve, it pales in comparison to the deep fulfillment that comes from a loving family. Our protagonist's greatest failure was not in losing his wealth or status, but in losing the trust and love of those he held dear. His mistake, allowing fleeting temptations to override his commitment, cost him everything that truly mattered. This narrative underscores the critical importance of honesty, respect, and fidelity within a marriage. Neglecting these core values can lead to irreversible damage and lifelong regret. The affair, which may have seemed insignificant in the moment, unleashed a cascade of consequences that shattered his life. What was once a stable, joyful existence became a series of painful lessons and missed opportunities for genuine happiness. As he approached 50, the emptiness inside him grew, a stark contrast to the fullness of life he once knew. This story reveals how essential family is to our emotional well-being, particularly as we age. No amount of money and no level of professional achievement can fill the void left by the absence of a loving family. The estrangement from his children, coupled with the realization that his ex-wife has moved on without him, underscores the lasting impact of his actions. Moreover, this story highlights the profound role that family harmony plays in shaping the lives of our children. A home filled with love and support lays the groundwork for their future happiness and stability. When parents nurture a harmonious relationship, they create a sanctuary of joy and security, giving their children the best possible start in life. The loss of such a foundation can have devastating effects, not just on the parents, but on the children who suffer the consequences of a broken home. In the end, this story serves as a powerful reminder that the true measure of a man's success lies not in his wealth or status, but in the strength of his relationships and the love of his family. Let this story serve as a gentle reminder to cherish the people who matter most in our lives, to savor the simple moments of togetherness, and to prioritize the bonds that infuse our lives with joy and purpose. It's an invitation to reflect on our relationships, to nurture and strengthen them with intention and care. After all, when all is said and done, it isn't money or status that truly fills our hearts, but the enduring love and support of our family. The true measure of success lies not in what we own, but in the connections we hold dear and the legacy of love we leave behind. Financial stability, the third greatest asset. As we navigate the journey of life, the importance of financial stability becomes increasingly clear, especially as we age. In our younger years, we often work tirelessly, driven by the desire to build a successful career and secure a comfortable retirement. The goal is to enjoy our later years without the worry of financial strain and to live independently and with dignity. However, as time goes on and our health and energy begin to wane, our ability to earn a steady income also diminishes. It's in these moments that the financial foundation we've laid becomes our safeguard. Many of us, in our desire to provide for our children and ensure their well-being, may overlook the importance of setting aside enough for our future. We might exhaust our savings on their education, their weddings, or even on helping them buy a home, thinking it doesn't matter whether we give them our money and properties now or later. However, it's essential to remember that while supporting our children is noble, securing our retirement is equally important. The reality is that while family support is invaluable, personal financial savings are crucial. There are countless stories of elderly parents who, out of love and generosity, give all their money to their children, only to find themselves in difficult situations later on. When financial difficulties arise, what was once a harmonious family can quickly turn into one filled with tension and resentment. Parents may feel that their children are ungrateful, while the children might believe their parents don't understand their struggles. Such conflicts can strain relationships that were once strong and loving. That's why, as we reach 50, it becomes vital to have a solid financial plan for ourselves. Having savings not only provides us with the means to manage our expenses independently, but also ensures that we do not become a burden on our children as we age. Financial independence allows us to make decisions with dignity, to handle unexpected medical expenses, and to live out our later years with peace of mind. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Take, for instance, the story of Mrs. Du, a 60-year-old woman who wisely maintained her financial independence. When her son got married and moved out, she continued to live on her own. Later, when she required eye surgery, she was able to use her savings to cover the medical costs. Although her son took time off to care for her during her recovery, the fact that she didn't have to depend on him financially was a great source of comfort and pride. This independence not only allowed her to face her health challenges with confidence, but also strengthened her relationship with her son, who was able to focus on supporting her emotionally rather than worrying about the financial burden. Mrs. Du's experience is a powerful reminder of the importance of financial independence as we age. It illustrates how careful planning and saving can transform the experience of getting older from one of potential dependence to one of autonomy and comfort. By maintaining her savings, Mrs. Du was able to preserve her dignity and avoid placing unnecessary stress on her family, which in turn enhanced the bond she shared with her son. This story serves as a poignant reminder that while our children are undeniably central to our lives, our responsibility toward them does not negate the obligation to take care of ourselves. As we approach the milestone of 50, it becomes increasingly vital to assess our financial situation and take deliberate steps to ensure our future stability. This might involve revisiting our saving strategies, seeking professional financial advice, or making thoughtful investments that can provide a safety net in our later years. The objective is to build a foundation that allows us to live comfortably and independently, without the need to rely solely on our children. This approach not only secures our well-being, but also sets a strong example for the next generation, emphasizing the importance of financial planning and self-sufficiency. Financial stability in old age transcends mere wealth. It embodies maintaining control over our lives, preserving our dignity, and fostering strong, positive relationships with our loved ones. By prioritizing our financial health, we pave the way for a future where we can savor the rewards of our hard work with peace of mind and fulfillment. Let Mrs. Du's story serve as a powerful motivator to take proactive steps today for a brighter, more secure tomorrow. Positive mental state, the fourth greatest asset. As we reflect on the assets that truly matter at 50, the importance of maintaining a positive mental state cannot be overstated. In today's society, particularly in American culture, there is an increasing awareness of the critical role that mental health plays in our overall well-being. It's more than just a trend, it's a recognition of how our mindset shapes our health, our relationships, and our ability to navigate the challenges of life. One of the most compelling reasons to cultivate a positive mental state is its direct impact on physical health. Numerous studies have shown that individuals with a healthy emotional outlook experience fewer chronic illnesses and tend to recover more quickly from diseases and surgeries. As we age and our body's natural resilience begins to wane, maintaining good health becomes even more crucial. A positive mindset can be a powerful ally in this, helping to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve cardiovascular health. Moreover, happiness and emotional well-being significantly enhance our decision-making abilities. At 50, many of us are faced with pivotal life choices, whether it's planning for retirement, considering a career shift, or deciding how to spend our newfound free time. A calm and positive mental state enables clearer thinking, leading to wiser, more thoughtful decisions. This, in turn, can result in a more fulfilling and less stressful life as we navigate these transitions. Additionally, emotional health is a cornerstone of strong, supportive relationships. Negative emotions, such as resentment, anger, or bitterness, can put a strain on our relationships with family, friends, and colleagues. At this stage of life, when our social circles may be tightening and our time with loved ones becomes even more precious, it's essential to maintain and nurture these connections. A positive mindset fosters better communication, deeper understanding, and greater empathy, all of which are crucial for strengthening these bonds. Additionally, by prioritizing personal happiness over the constant comparison to others or the relentless pursuit of making our children extraordinary, we can significantly alleviate the unnecessary pressure that so often weighs us down. In American culture, there is a pervasive focus on success and achievement, a drive that can sometimes overshadow the simple joys of life. This emphasis on always reaching for more can lead to burnout, leaving us feeling unfulfilled and dissatisfied despite our accomplishments. By shifting our focus to health and happiness, we create space for a more balanced and fulfilling life, one where contentment is found not in external validation but in inner peace and well-being. Finally, viewing the age of 50 as a pivotal turning point in life allows us to truly appreciate the fruits of our labor after decades of dedication and hard work. This stage of life should be embraced as a time to focus on oneself, to savor the simple pleasures that bring joy and contentment, and to live life on our terms. It's a time to slow down, enjoy the moments that matter, and celebrate the wisdom and experience gained over the years. By adopting this perspective, we can transform the second half of life into a period of profound meaning and joy, creating a legacy of happiness and fulfillment that lasts a lifetime. As we reflect on everything we've discussed, It's clear that the journey through life, especially as we reach the milestone of 50, is about far more than just accumulating wealth or achieving success. It's about nurturing our health, fostering meaningful relationships, embracing financial stability, and maintaining a positive mental state. These are the true assets that bring lasting happiness and fulfillment. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What have you learned so far from this discussion? Please share one thing that resonated with you and that you will bring into practice in your own life. Your insights and experiences are valuable, and we look forward to reading your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that helps you live a life full of abundance, health, and happiness. Thank you for watching, and until next time.